Hello there, you're watching AFL.com.au. Nat Edwards and Cal Twomey coming to you from day 2 of the NAB AFL Draft Combine here at Etihad Stadium. Cal, it's been a fairly big day today. We had the AFL women kicking things off with their first ever combine. That actually wraps up today, but they were out on the stadium surface here doing some testing. But what about the boys? What have they been up to? Yeah,
they've been doing plenty of interviews, been going through the clubs one by one upstairs in the corporate boxes here at Etihad Stadium. Some players have had up to 10 interviews today. Clubs have had up to 20 interviews today, so they've been really rolling through them in about 15-minute blocks. So a lot of coaches have been in attendance, including Don Pike, fresh from the grand final loss for the Crows. He's been here.
Well, speaking of the recruiters, we managed to catch up with Tigers recruiter Matt Clark, and the Tigers, they have 2 first-round picks, which is pretty fortunate given that they won the premiership. Yeah,
great spot, isn't it, for the Tigers to be in 2 first-round picks, a pick they accrued last year as a future pick for losing Brett Delidio. Obviously, things have worked out so beautifully for the Tigers. This is Matt Clark's first draft in charge of the national intake of drafting there at the Tigers. So the new recruiting manager there, and starts up with 2 first-round picks, a really good spot for the Tigers to be in.
And they also have a father-son potential recruit in Patrick Naish. Let's hear what Matt Clark had to say about him.
He's developed really strongly, Patrick. Had a really good camp in the USA, played some really strong footy for the Knights early, good school footy, a couple of good games for Metro as well, and then went back to school and Knights as well. So he's had a pretty consistent year. He's worked pretty hard on his game. He's still got some more work to do in some areas, which, like most young boys do, that he'll need to get better at. But yeah, it's been a pretty solid year for him.
Will you nominate him as a potential father-son?
We haven't made a complete decision on that yet. Obviously, we were in pretty constant contact with Paddy over the last 18 months, given the rules around father-son. So we'll probably make a decision once we get through combine, trade and free agency. That's probably just after that finishes. We need to make a decision by the end of October on that, so we'll have a good discussion then.
Where do you think Patrick Naish will go?
Well, it's going to be really interesting to see where a bid does come. He's had a great season, really improved player, great kick, an outside midfielder with plenty of run and dash, and loves a goal too. I think a bid will come for him in the top 15. I think that's where it should come for him. If they can add another tall to their mix, and Naish, geez, it's the icing on top of a very tasty cake for the Tigers in 2017.
Indeed. Now, part of the draft combine process is that the draft hopefuls are put through their paces in front of the media. They've got to start being exposed to that attention. And I guess a couple of guys that are in the mix for the potential #1 draft pick are Luke Davies-Uniacke and Paddy Dow, and both of them faced the media this morning on, I guess, the pressures of being touted as a #1 pick.
Yeah, there's always a little bit of pressure, but I'm a pretty laid-back type of guy, and yeah, I'm just cruising at the moment. You know, just waiting for draft night, and hopefully, you know, be on a list. So. Yeah.
Surfer, obviously, so
yeah,
that's in your nature.
Yeah, there's a bit of a link there between the laid-back style and living in Rye, but yeah, I guess that's just where it comes from.
It's sort of, you take it as a compliment, but you don't take it too seriously. You sort of just keep going at what you're good at, and yeah, just enjoy the ride, I guess.
It'll give you a bit of confidence, obviously, going into an AFL club that you're so highly rated already, no doubt.
Yeah, well, it gives you confidence in your ability, and yeah, you get to a club and you'll feel good about yourself, I guess.
So 2 very highly rated prospects there. You have Cam Rayner ranked as your #1 player in the whole draft pool. Where do you see these 2 guys?
Well, these 2 are definitely in contention for that #1 pick. There's no doubt about that at the Lions. Luke Davies-Uniacke, pretty cruisy kind of guy from Rye down there. Surfer, he likes to surf. I have seen him surf in action. He's very good. He's a good chance to be that #1 pick as well, because he's a pure midfielder. Paddy Dow the same, but if not, you have to think that Gold Coast at pick 2, Carlton at pick 3, and North Melbourne at pick 4 would see where these guys end up. I think those 2 plus Rayner will be in the top 4 come draft night.
So, Cal, as we mentioned off the top of the show, the women are also testing here at Etihad Stadium in the first ever AFLW Draft Combine. And we managed to catch up with South Australian Jess Allen this morning. She's super excited after the Crows were the inaugural premiership team for the AFLW season.
It's truly awesome, really. I don't think there's another word for it. I'm sort of, because I'm from Adelaide, or around Adelaide, I watched that team so closely, and to see them come away with the win, it was just like, it was awesome just to see how far everything's come and how much of an opportunity we have. Like, we're now at the first AFLW Combine. Who would have thought it would ever happen? So, yeah.
So, Cal, it's a really long day here for the guys because there's still testing to come.
There is. There's still testing to come tonight. Got kicking test, and the goal kicking test will take place, so we'll have all the results for that one in tomorrow's wrap and on the AFL website tomorrow. And then tomorrow's the big day, a really big day. We've got the sprints, over here behind us, the 20-metre sprint. We've also got the jumping tests, and then the yo-yo's in.
Yes, have you been limbering up for the yo-yo? Because
No.
you're going to be running
Well,
it,
the girls
aren't you?
ran the yo-yo today, and it was good to see that one in place.
I'm glad that I'm not out there doing a yo-yo test, and I'm sure you are too. Thanks so much for joining us.
And then on Friday, the 2-kilometre time trial as well.
Yes.
So plenty of results to come in the next few days. We've eased in. The first 2 days have been a little bit quiet on the results front, but they're coming at you.
For all the results, head to afl.com.au. We'll see you again tomorrow.